right, a great time it is. Thank you so much for joining us. Your favorite TV show, PLG, that is Politics, Leadership and Governance, is currently on air. You can engage with us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Maisha Television Kenya, YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. Also, we have our phone number there, which is 0746 999 841. You can send your messages, your feedback, questions concerning the show. And today with me in studio, I'm not alone. I'm joined by Bushebi Jr., the CEO of Clear Soul Africa Limited. I can also say a political analyst.
Thank you very much for having me again.
Karibu sana.
Last time we were here talking about leadership and politics and governance, and yeah, we're here again.
Yeah, so since the last time we were with Bushebi Jr. here on Maisha PLG, a lot have been happening since that day. We've seen realignments, formation of new coalitions, the defections from other coalitions. And Bushebi Jr., as we kick off this discussion, can you paint the picture of politics currently?
Politics in Kenya has become so dynamic. It is not easy to, it is easy, but again not easy to just sit down and say this and this is going to happen. But of course, every Kenyan knows that we are in the dispensation of coalitions, that it is now very obvious that you can't become the president of Kenya unless you are in a coalition. First you need to have a party, and then get into a coalition of some sort. Get partners, you know, partner parties come together, have an agreement, and then now you're able to talk about numbers. So the picture of our politics as we head to August 9th is a picture of coalitions. I mean, surprise, surprise, surprise. We saw Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula promising the earthquake, and I'm not sure if it's the earthquake. There are those who are saying it was an earthquake. There are others who are saying it was an implosion on a wheelbarrow.
Those are just the ones who are there. You can say, they're rejecting. They're still in denial.
They're still in denial. You're taking sides.
No, I'm not taking sides. I'm not taking sides. If you see, by the look of things, I can say that there was an earthquake. It was felt everywhere, and the way leaders are reacting, those who are saying that there was no earthquake, I can say that they are still in denial. They're still in denial.
Okay, now, but when you look at the whole scenario, the truth is, however much you try to downplay what happened, the truth is we've seen quite a number of activities taking place, serious analysis, and you see throughout, I mean, for the next almost, I don't know for how long, but it's a long time. Everyone is going to be talking about the Ruto, Musalia and Wetangula coalition. That simply tells you, like you say, that there was an earthquake. So the magnitude of the earthquake is what we leave to everyone to decide, like how big was it or how small was it. But at the end of the day, the coalition has caused some jitters in the political arena. So there was a meeting in
State House.
Allegedly, there was a meeting in State House, and for a meeting to be called in State House, and duru za kuaminika, that's how they put it. Duru za kuaminika zinasema kwamba one of the agenda was the earthquake that happened the other Sunday. So that simply tells you that there's a lot that the union caused in the political scene. And the picture is clear. As much as we would like to, the opponents of William Ruto and the ANC and Ford Kenya would love to, you know, it's politics, so you can't just let your opponent win. You know, just score and keep scoring. As you have to downplay it. But politics aside, the whole scenario, the truth is that we have had an impact. I mean, the earthquake had an impact in the political seat.
Yeah, so the last time you were here, the things that you said actually came to pass. A lot of them. Can you say that you are a political prophet or just an analyst, or it was just obvious?
It's open secret. It's open secret. It's not that you can. I mean that you need to do political science to be able to know that this is the direction that things are taking. You can, I mean, in politics 1 minute is enough to change everything, but before that change comes, you can actually tell where everything is going. It's an open secret that even right now, Gideon and Musyoka, they are still at the verge of making a decision, either to join William Ruto or join Raila Odinga. That is obvious. So when you say that, it's going to happen very soon. By the way, it's going to happen. It depends with who puts what at the table of Musyoka and who puts what at the table of Gideon. At the end of the day, this is politics. It's about interests. It's not about if we've been together for 30 years, you cannot leave me. It's not about that. This is not a marital relationship. This is a matter of interests. You know, what interest do you have, or what interest do my people have, so that we can agree on how we're going to form this government, and what will my people get, what will my region get, or what am I going to get out of this. So it's about interests. So don't be shocked to see Kalonzo Musyoka joining William Ruto. I won't be shocked, by the way, or seeing Gideon Moi joining William Ruto, or the other way around. Kalonzo Musyoka joining Raila Odinga, or Gideon going to join Raila Odinga. Don't be shocked, because these other people, they have already made their stand, and they have said we are not going to change what we've agreed on. We saw Mudavadi giving a very powerful speech the other day in Nakuru, and not really Nakuru, during the NDC.
Okay,
he was pointing out some of the issues that Kenyans have been facing all through, until Kotu Secretary General Francis Atwoli said it is Ruto who wrote the Ruto who wrote the speech. But these are the things Musalia Mudavadi has been saying all through. Let's be honest, this is what he's been saying. That's why we've never had serious news out of Musalia Mudavadi, because he's always talking about the debt rising. You know, the country is borrowing too much. He's been talking about high taxation. And these are not things that would actually make it their way into news. You know, Kenyan politics. You want somebody to say ule mtu wa wapi, sitaki kusikia maneno ya huyu. You know, that is what makes Kenyan politics. But nobody just reiterated what he's been saying all through. And there are some people who felt like he was attacking the government. It is true. I mean, these are the things on the ground. And William Ruto cannot run away from the fact that he's also part of the government that Musalia Mudavadi is castigating. And that has been the irony of the whole thing, that William Ruto was seated there and Mudavadi was pointing out failures of the government that William Ruto is part of, and at the same time they're coming together allegedly to form another government. So people have started questioning, are you sure that coming together with this person who's been part of a government that has failed Kenya, you coming together with him, are you going to deliver? That is the big question right now. So Musalia Mudavadi has a tough battle ahead to convince Kenyans that his union with William Ruto is actually going to yield fruits. Okay?
Yeah, he was saying that they are pushing for Chumi Bora, and the Ruto side is pushing for kazi and hustlers, the bottom-up economic model. So their ideology ziko pamoja, zinaendana. That's why they made that coalition.
You know, Rita, one thing that amazes me is this branding of these systems, economic systems. one is calling pesa mfukoni, you know, pesa mashinani. I don't know where Ruto disappeared to with this pesa mashinani. Another one is calling it devolution. Another person is calling, but when you look at the bottom line, they're all saying the same thing. Okay, because devolution is just the bottom up economy. Pesa mfukoni is the same thing. I mean, there's no big difference. But now what we are looking at is the pros and cons of the manifesto, the systems that the visions that these people have, they're going to put into place to avert the failures that we've seen in the systems that we've used before, like devolution. What has been ailing devolution? You know, devolution has been successful to some extent, let's say maybe 40, 50, 60%. But now we are looking at the percentage that devolution has failed. So who is coming up with a better manifesto, better promise or system that would be able to put money into the hands of the people? Because as we are talking right now, a lot of money remains with the national government. Okay, one of the biggest mistakes that I personally think we made as Kenyans is to devolve health. We were not supposed to devolve the health department. I mean, you're devolving health to county governments that don't have even the personnel to run the departments themselves. So they end up wasting a lot of money trying to prove that we can do it, you know, and purchasing a lot of things that don't even have the expertise to run, you know. So at the end of the day, we've had a huge crisis in health because of trying to devolve health.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that Kenyans are looking at. I mean, who is coming up with a better system that can correct some of the mistakes that or the failures that we've seen in the past economic systems that we've had? You know, we had the old constitution with its own systems, but now we have a new constitution that we are still testing. Mark you, the constitution is not perfect. We are still testing it. So we're going to fail like a million times. Kenyans should expect failing before we perfect it. This constitution maybe is going to be perfect maybe in the next 1 century. It's going to be changed and corrected, and some of the things are going to be put in. Some, you know, there are policies that even right now they are not being implemented. There are clauses that have never been touched or in terms of implementation. There are so many things, by the way, that they have not even been touched. So we're going to have a lot. But now we are looking at, in the next 5 years, who is coming up with a better economic system that can help Kenyans? I mean, try to, the taxation and the high cost of living and all these things, you know, we are looking at who is the best leader who can actually give us the best manifestos and economic system that can help common mwananchi. Yeah.
And now the coalition, the coming together of ANC, Ford Kenya, and UDA, some Western leaders are really opposing it. I can mention just a few. We have Honorable Savula there. We have the Luya, I can say, spokesperson, Oparanya, and also Atwoli. They're really opposing this move by Musalia Mudavadi, and they're saying that he was not thinking, and if he was not thinking, let him reverse that decision. Why are those leaders really opposing that coalition?
So I wouldn't know why, because some of these leaders have been together for a long time and they know their relationships better than we know them. Okay, so they usually say, when you don't understand something, follow the money. I mean, there's always the root cause of everything. Okay, there's always the root cause of anything. You will find money is in the play somewhere. Somebody pressed play using money, you know, and people started dancing. The music came on and people started talking. But at the end of the day, we are looking at all these individuals as individual leaders. Okay. So when, let's say, like you mentioned, Savula was talking about Musalia allegedly being given 300 million by William Samoei Ruto.
But I saw he was unable to explain that.
Yes,
who transacted the money.
Yes, whenever you put an allegation, you should be able to substantiate it. You don't just say things and then just for the sake of trying to, paint your offer. It's dangerous, by the way. It's very dangerous, especially with the new constitution. You don't just rise up and start saying things about somebody, things that you're not sure. But he said he can swear an affidavit over that. So whatever will happen. But this is the point. We've seen even Kotu Secretary General Francis Atwoli saying that Davadi has no job, and for the past almost 10 years he's been jobless, and so he was paid, even his house was paid. These are things that, and Maki, all these people who are talking, they are all brothers from one community, so that's what I'm telling you. Somebody just pressed play and they all started dancing. But looking at, I'm trying to check out, maybe get into the mind of Honorable Musalia Mudavadi and see what he was thinking before maybe he made that decision. It may be, I may be wrong or I may be right. This is it. There is Azimio la Umoja, which has ODM and these other parties, including the newly formed DAP Kenya. We'll talk about that later on, maybe, if you have anything about that. But then we have Ruto and we have Ford Kenya, who had not yet formed a coalition. They had not yet come together. So this is Musalia Mudavadi, who's been out of the scene for almost 10 years. Okay. And because they supported Raila Odinga through NASA, and Raila Odinga failed to become the president, and then Raila Odinga went and had a handshake with President Uhuru Kenyatta and got his share of goodies from the government, and as they claim, they were left out. I mean, Musalia Mudavadi had nothing, Ford Kenya, they didn't get anything, Wiper got nothing, and so they looked at the whole scenario like, what do we do next? So looking at Azimio la Umoja, there is already his brother there, Oparanya, the outgoing Kakamega governor. He's a deputy party leader of ODM. That is like the deputy president of ODM, and Raila the president of ODM, and they are the main partners of Azimio. So if Musalia Mudavadi was to join Azimio, where would he fit in? Where would Mudavadi fit in? He wouldn't fit anywhere. That would mean from Raila Odinga, it will be Oparanya. Then after Oparanya, that's when you come to Mudavadi. So what would Mudavadi get out of it? Nothing. Who would he become in the Azimio la Umoja? Nobody. Okay? Because there is Oparanya. Then look at William Ruto and Makiu at Muhungu Stadium. They came together and made Oparanya the spokesperson of Luhya community, and that simply means Mudavadi they had removed Mudavadi from that position. So look at Ruto, who has an open house. The house is well furnished, and he has invested a lot. He has a following, fanatical following. He has a base in Kenya. He's a brand, a big brand. He's a big house. You've seen the masses that he's pulling, and he's a strategist. So you're looking at this house, and they don't have a spokesperson in Western Kenya. They don't have a Luhya spokesperson in Western Kenya. Number two, they don't have a second in command. Okay? So looking at these two outfits, Azimio la Umoja and looking at William Ruto, where would you go? Would you risk your life, go to Azimio la Umoja where it's already filled up? We have Oparanya, we have the secretary is going for senatorial, Sifuna. We have all these lawyers who've taken up their positions in Azimio already. Azimio is full. There was nowhere Mudavadi was going to fit. And he looked at that. I'm just thinking, even if he were to ask me for advice, I would look at it that way. Then look at William Ruto. There is open field there. Ruto is just Ruto with his UDA trying to come up. He has a following, you know, he has convinced, he has changed. Remember, it is Ruto who changed the political narrative in Kenya. We used to do tribal politics. He came up with the economic politics. Okay, and everyone followed. It is when, after that is when Mudavadi came up with his Pesa Mfukoni. It's after that that Raila Odinga came up with Nitapatiana 6,000 to counter what Ruto had done, because he had come up with the bottom-up economy. It is Ruto who changed the political narrative for economic politics. So look at this man who is ahead of almost everyone. He's at par with Raila Odinga. He's the only one who can fight Raila Odinga in this political race. And he has no second in command, he has no spokesperson, you know, he doesn't have all this, you know, the people there, they're just hanging, everyone is just waiting for their time, you know, there are empty spaces where nobody can fit in. I would jump there immediately, okay? I would jump there immediately to redeem yourself. Look at all these spaces that are there. That's what even Moses Wetangula saw. So it's about interests. If I want to be in government, let's say the commander-in-chief, or I want to be the deputy president, or I want to have a powerful position in government, you have to look at the formation where there's an empty space for you to occupy. But if you don't have an empty space for you to occupy, how would you dare jump into an outfit that has no space for you? And I think that's what he saw. Secondly, he has his own personal allegations against Honorable Raila Odinga, of which has been explained before. There were allegations that the political parties' funds that were given to supposedly Raila Odinga, I mean not Raila Odinga, but because he's the head of the ODM coalition money, were never transacted to Ford Kenya and Wiper and ANC. That was the allegation. There was a time it was a tough battle until the NASA broke up. Okay, but I think ODM has explained that some money were wired to ANC and Wiper, and Ford Kenya could not get their money because they had a court case. There was a Wamunyinyi coup, and then there is this other, you know, so there was no way. But they were saying that right now that the Wamunyinyi has gone to form his own party, Ford Kenya is now free. They can actually ask for their money right now. I don't know why they have to ask if everything is okay. Just send the thing, man. The account is there. Just send it.
Yeah, and talking about the coalition now in Kakamega County, the gubernatorial race, we have Honorable Boni Halwale, was the former senator of Kakamega, and also that is in UDA, and he's running for governorship of Kakamega. Then in ANC we have Malala, who is in ANC. What do you think will be done to counter that? Because there are two leaders, and I can say they also have a fanatical following in the area.
Practically, what I know is there are empty spaces in Kakamega County. You know, it's a matter of get some, lose some. And for Ford Kenya, you know, we are not talking about mad people, okay? We're not talking about crazy people. We are talking about leaders who've been in this country, that have been leading for quite some time. They do understand politics in Kenya. These are senior leaders. When you talk about Raila Odinga, when you talk about Musalia Mudavadi, Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula, even Halwale and the rest. These are senior leaders in Kenya who've been in leadership for quite some time. So they're not mad people who just say, hey, let's come together. Hey, now let's go and announce that we've come together. What about these other issues? Forget about them. Let's just announce that. No, that's not the way it's done. That's not the way it's done. I'm 100% sure they have talked about these issues before they came into an agreement.
But it's not the same issue caused the Kirinyaga women representative Ngirishi defecting from UDA because Waiguru came and both were eyeing the
Ngirishi and Waiguru have their own personal issues. Okay, there could be, it's normal, it's part of I mean, you don't expect such things not to happen. They do happen. It's something. It doesn't reflect the picture of the party or the coalition. Okay, such things happen. I might walk out because you came in. That does not mean that that's how Maisha television is. Okay, maybe we just have our own personal issues. Okay, so Girishi walking out because my guru came, that's their own personal issue. That's their own personal processing of their own emotions, either for or against each other. But what we are talking about here is the agreement between UDA, Ford Kenya, and ANC. The big question is, what do you have? What do you bring? What numbers are you bringing on the table? Like I told you the other time, I was talking about Raila Odinga scattering and William Ruto gathering. You thought I was joking until he gathered Moses Wetangula and Mudavadi, and then the whole country was shaken. The formation, the issue, and number 2 point is that after they have agreed on these small issues, the second point is the timing of relaying this agreement to the public. You don't expect an NDC, ANC, NDC, being held, and you expect Musalia Mudavadi to tell you what they agreed on. We have agreed on this. You know, Halwale will be the governor. You know, you don't expect. That's not the way politics is done. There is timing. At the right time, you will see a lot of declarations, by the way. And Ruto said they are going to reveal the agreement. They are going to make it public for trust purposes. They are going to make it public so that Kenyans can see after what they agreed on, and even after they eventually, if they form the government, they will implement basing on the agreement that they have. So wait, there is the issue of timing. You don't just throw your cards in front of your opponent. The same thing with Azimio La Umoja. We don't know what Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta agreed on. We don't even know what the handshake means. Okay, nobody knows the agreement, that paper that they signed and agreed. You know, after this handshake, we are going to have a handshake. So I want this, you take this, you take this. You know, we don't know. We don't know. We are just seeing the effects of handshake. That's what we say. Matunda ya handshake. But we really don't know what they agreed on, because no one has ever come out to just openly say, this is what we agreed on. And Raila Odinga, we agreed to, I will do this, and you know, something like that. So we're just seeing the effects. And the president campaigning for Raila Odinga. So we are left guessing what happened. What happened?
Well, thank you so much, Bushebi Juni. I'm seeing that our first time is up. So we are going for a short commercial break. And usiende mbali kwa muda mfupi tutakuwa tunarejea na majadiliano zaidi kuhusu kwa majadiliano zaidi ambayo yanaendelea sana top of the list being the Mudavadi, Wetangula and William Ruto's coalition. My name is Rida Kibet Kering. Continue sending in your feedbacks on 0746999841 and also on our social media platforms, that is Facebook Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE, and YouTube Maisha Television Kenya.
Najivunia kuwa Mkenya. Na ninajali matukio yanayojiri nchini Kenya na ulimwengu mzima. Natazama runinga ya Maisha ili nipate habari kamili. Naichagua, naitazama na ninaipenda. Maisha TV ni bora. money, you must market your business. Let's do the marketing and you get your money. Call us now. 0746 999 841. That is 0746 999 841. Or write to info@maishatv.co.ke. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
You could take out some truly evil people.
He's stuck at the stairwell.
Guys, I got a bad idea.
Don't have bad ideas. I have good ideas.
The coffee reader should never know what kills her name.
Don't kill me!
You in the trunk. Pretty much dead already.
It's already dead. You sure?
This is madness, huh?
Let's try inside and check it out. Wow. Shut big door, not all night.
Coronavirus COVID-19 is a respiratory virus spreading across the world. The infection is spread from droplets of coughing and sneezing of an infected person, touching or shaking hands, or being in contact with contaminated surfaces or objects with the virus. The signs and symptoms are fever, coughing, headache, body ache, difficulty in breathing. The disease can be prevented by regularly washing hands with soap and running water. Avoid close contact with people who have flu-like symptoms. Avoid handshake, hugs, and kissing. Also, protect yourself by covering your mouth or nose using a disposable tissue while coughing or sneezing. If you experience these symptoms and you had traveled or been in contact with a person from a country reporting COVID-19, you should isolate yourself for 14 days and seek immediate medical attention or report to the nearest health center. This message has been brought to you by the government of Kenya and its partners. For accurate information on COVID-19, dial *719# or call 719. Follow us on Twitter at @MOH_Kenya, @spokesperson GOK, @WHO.
I believe you should have something for entertainment. Yes, you should definitely spend something. I'm not saying it should be the priority, but dude, life is short. Do something with that money. Something that you can come home, just kick your feet up like this and just press play. So yeah, settle your debts, invest in your future, and spoil yourself.
I think I would immediately put it in a money market fund as I think of what to do with that money, because I feel like I would earn more interest from that immediately. And then maybe later on, I think I would buy a shamba. Yeah.
Because every dad should play an equal role in his baby's life, Pampers is giving 8 weeks of paternity leave to their new dads, hoping to inspire others to give Kenyan dads this opportunity.
This will be the last time this will happen.
Where is this coming from?
Helena, if you touch me, Helena,
Will you shut up?
Dignesses are waiting for her at the church. She is no longer picking her calls. Where is she?
I don't care if you greet me or not. Look, I have come to warn you.
Olivia,